Okay, so now we're going to do structures part two. Okay, so basically what we're doing right now is we went in the previous video we went through what a structure is, okay, and how to define it. So that's how you create a new book. We had we're just pretending I had a library and how to create a book and what kind of properties would it have and how to print them to the screen, okay, to the console. Now we need to go to part two, okay. Part two, basically, I'm just going to show you a few little things, variations you might prefer, you might not. Okay, so as you know, in this line here, what we're doing, we're just creating a structure of a type book. Okay, so we're creating basically a book or Harry Potter. What if you might seen it here sometime that some other people, instead of just defining it here, they just prefer to define it here. Okay, and if we define it here and we don't, well, actually, look, if we don't define it anywhere, if we went to compile it, it would just give errors. Okay, so for it to work, we kind of need no, it's not letting me. Okay, Harry Potter, and if I compile now, that's gonna compile fine, and if I run it, you see that I just created one that's called Harry Potter, and I said that it's here, it's gonna be 1997, and I'm gonna print it to the screen, as you can see, 1997. Okay, so that's a way to create. Okay, and if you want to go a step further, you can also write down information into it. However, this is not recommended. Okay, this is really messy, but it's good to know. So we would have to create it's like we're creating an array. It's an array of these elements. Okay, and we have to put one by one, which means that the first element would be a string. So we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna put genre. Genre will be drama. Okay. Then author, let's say J.K. Rowling. Okay. A language is going to be in English, and then year is going to be 1997. Okay, and that's going to be completely grand. So I comment this out, and this should be give me the exact same output as the other one, 1997. And now actually, if we were to put here Harry Potter their language, it should give me English. Oh no, and this should be a string. Okay, so I always forget to change the and English, as you can see. Okay, so that's another way to go. Okay, but it's really messy because imagine you want to have a lot of different ones. Okay, so that's another way to do it, but it's really messy and I don't really recommend it. Okay, and as you can see, it has two. It's like an array of different types. Okay, and again, they all have to be in order. So the first one is genre. You have to put here the genre. You can't just put English here. Okay, because that's just gonna mess up your database. Well, there's no database because it's on RAM at the moment, but you can apply it to a database. But let's just, for the sake of easiness, call it database. Okay, so now let's just go back to the previous example. Okay, and let's just pretend we have this and we have a year. Okay, well, a year is actually, let's just pretend instead of a year we want to say the date it came out. Okay, what's the date? It could be you could just put like numbers, but that's not going to be really it's not going to be really easy to read, isn't it? So what we could do, okay, we could create a structure within a structure. Okay, and we can call it date, which means that this one is we can actually create one that we're going to call we're gonna give it an int day. We're gonna give it an int. Let's just give it let's give it an array. Okay, an array of month. Okay, so we can write it down just to change the data type, even though it doesn't really matter. But and we're also gonna create int year. Okay, and now we can give like a complete date. So now, if we wanted to access only the day that it came out, we don't care about the month or the year it came out, just the day. Well, we can access it. Okay, and how do we access? Well, how do we access it? This is the complicated bit. Okay, anyone would just think, oh well, that's easy. All you have to do is just put date dot year. Well, you're gonna get an error. Okay, so if you were to do it, okay, this way, let's just pretend we set up 1997 to date. There's a structure of it's a book, so it's Harry Potter, date and year. What do you think the problem is? So basically the error is that there's not such a thing as called dates. Okay, that's just a book here is not a thing. That's just a type of structure. But this is Harry Potter, okay? And how can we get, well, we have to give it, we have to initialize it, we have to declare it. How do we declare it? Okay, well, the easy, what I do recommend, you just come here, and call it date. Okay. So now, if that's so now, let me just change this to special date. Okay, s dot date. Just to emphasize that date and s date is different. Okay. So now, if we were to put it here, we could put s underscore date and s underscore date. If we were to run it now, car month. Oh yeah, we have to obviously declare how big the month is. Okay, so if we and this is an integer, as I said before. I was gonna forget. Okay, so now if we run it, it's gonna give us 1997. So now it is gonna work. And why is it working? Well, it is working because we call this. We just created, as I showed you before. I put it in here. I show you we created one. Okay, and the question is, well, that's one you created, but could you just create another book and access the s underscore days? Well, you actually can because they're different. Okay, and this is the base where people get confused. Okay, so if we were to create a book called Hello, okay, and we were to say hello dot days dot year, the year is just days here when you're not to because it's just an integer. Well, and if we put 2001, we could see the two. Okay, so we could put here instead of Harry Potter, we could put hello, and it should output 1997 and then 2001. So we're to run it 1997 and 2001. Okay, so that's how you would initialize a structure within a structure. Okay, and that's why they're so handy. Okay, they get really difficult if you do like a nested one. Well, that's a nested one, but if you do like a lot of nested ones, it's like nested loops are really difficult to put trying to like figure out. Because imagine like hello dot this. You know, it's just gonna get really annoying. So this is part two of structures. Okay, and I hope that was easy to understand. And if not, it just let me know and I'll try to see what I can do. Anyway, thank you.